We got a call for a broken razor that is stuck in rattlesnake, and we're gonna go get it.
It is a beautiful morning. The rain stopped sometime.
Matt's Off-Road Recovery is one of the best Discovery Channel that people love to watch. The reality series is an inspiring story of how a southern Utah tow truck driver managed to attain YouTube stardom. While many people celebrate Matt's success on camera, behind the camera, a man had to struggle with betrayals, lawsuits, and many challenges. Get ready to discover the heartbreaking story of Matt from Matt's Off-Road Recovery, the journey to stardom.
They sent us a picture, and it looks like it has a broken ball joint. So we got the trailer back there. We're going to winch it on. We're going to drive right out of there without any trouble.
Matt's Off-Road Recovery is one of those YouTube channels whose fame and popularity have inspired other upcoming YouTubers. What started with a few views has transformed into getting lots of viewers. In just 3.5 years since the YouTube channel started in 2019, Matt's Off-Road Recovery has become a national sensation with nearly 1.5 million subscribers and more. The YouTube channel keeps growing every day. However, one of the reasons behind the channel's success is the channel's creator, Matt Wetzel. Matt's efforts and labor over the show have built it from the ground up to the top. Matt, a rugged, big-bearded, technology-impaired, middle-aged tow truck driver who came from Hurricane, Utah, has proven that success can be achieved by anyone. With his natural talents, skills, and efficiency, he has been able to build his channel from the ground up to the top with just an iPhone. While many people wait for the gadgets and finances to start their channel, Matt took a bold step and started his recordings through his iPhone. Today, the channel has become one of the most frequented shows ever. What is Matt's Off-Road Recovery all about? Let's find out. Matt's Off-Road Recovery is a family-friendly, edge-of-your-seat YouTube channel that is based on the real-life adventures of Matt and his crew. On the show, Matt often reveals the bare-knuckle recoveries both he and the crew experienced as well. His crew, which consists of his wife, Jamie, their 4 sons, and a gentleman named Ed, has always made an interesting group. Gradually, the crew increased, and they were joined by a growing group of capable and likable characters. Later, 3 dogs were added who are all rescues on the channel. They named the 2 border collies Lady and Peanut, and the 3rd dog, which is a chocolate Labrador, was named Max. While on the channel, the dogs were always seen happy and rejoicing. Some often referred to them as the happiest dogs in the world, especially with the way they ran in the natural landscapes with no care at all. That's not all. The channel also brings viewers along for the ride on a variety of off-road recoveries of automobiles and UTVs. Many times, these rentals were driven by helpless tourists who are unfamiliar with both the terrain and the off-road capabilities of their vehicles. Seeing this natural display made people fall in love with the Discovery Channel more. It was relieving to have a show where everything isn't staged or scripted. Also, the videos Matt produced are a slice of life that reveals how Matt and his crew cope with many difficult recoveries in the remote corners of some of Utah's most scenic landscapes, especially in Zion National Park, Sand Hollow State Park, and other parts of southern Utah. Matt and his crew also had their dangerous moments. On some rare occasions, they would often go to the north for recoveries in the mountains of northern Utah, but most of the action happened within a 200-mile radius of Hurricane. Their videos always follow a 3-part formula. It starts with the "so I got a call" incoming telephone plea of a stranded motorist indicating the location and situation of the stuck vehicle. Then they move to the fast-motion journey to the location. Often as they move to the location, it is accompanied by music and the dogs running alongside the recovery vehicles. Lastly, they move to the diagnosis and rescue, which is often dramatic, sometimes emotional. In situations where motorists are stranded, they are always treated with kindness and respect, regardless of their lapses in judgment or the inappropriateness of their vehicle for a given situation. Matt and his crew loved solving problems. They loved rescuing people in the most hopeless situations, and they achieved this using their creativity and other things. Matt's off-road recovery may be looking great and beautiful to many, but at the beginning, Matt had to work his butt off. There were discouraging moments for him as well. Before he became a famous YouTuber, Matt had spent 12 years in the roofing business. Did that surprise you? Well, he didn't wake up one day and decide to go ahead and create a YouTube channel. It never crossed his mind. When he ventured into the roofing business, he spent 10 years as an employee and the last 2 years as a business owner. After he stopped working for his boss, he started Skyline Roofing with Adam Stout. The roofing turned out to be a great success, and it is still based in Hurricane, Utah. After 2 years, Matt saw the need for a change. He sold his interest in Skyline, bought the assets of a local towing company, and started Red Ryder Towing. Did he have any experience in towing? A big no. Before he bought Red Ryder, he had not towed professionally, but between roofing, farming, and doing other things, he was able to tow a lot of heavy loads. There is a side of towing that is problem-solving and understanding what equipment can and can't do, and what you should and shouldn't do with it, says Matt. I stepped into the towing industry going full speed. That was Matt's mindset. He was progressive and loved doing things. For him, experimenting with new things was the best. Not long after Matt started Red Ryder Towing, he purchased Winder Towing. Matt shared, I looked at it like I could spend my life building this towing company, or I could buy one that's already built. So in 2013, I bought Winder Towing. When Matt launched out, it was not easy for him. However, in 2009, he started getting calls for off-road tow jobs, but Matt didn't have the right equipment, and this hindered him from going forward. He said, we just started doing them anyway, and we didn't do super good, and we knew it was all wrong. Calls would come in, and Matt knew the system wasn't working. For instance, it might be August, 110 degrees, and a couple of college kids would drive their car out to the beach at Sand Hollow and get stuck. He shared, I would come out there with a wrecker and cable extensions. You're asking your employee to drag 150 feet of cable out, walk back through the sand, pick up 100 feet of cable extension, go back, drag it all the way, hook it up, come back, and get another one and go out there. Well, they are in trouble at that point, like heat exhaustion. He continued, it would take me 2, 3, or 4 guys to drag the cable to that car, hook it up, and now it's the same process over again. We can only pull in 150 feet, and then we have to pull that cable back out and hook to the next one. Pull this cable up and pull them again. By the time it's done, you've got a $1,200 or $1,500 job for some college kids that just barely had enough money to pay the fee to get through the gate. In some cases, the tow bill is looking like it's going to total the car that we're pulling out. It's not a very nice car. I knew the whole thing was wrong, and I would discount like crazy. And even if I discounted it down to $400 or $500, it was devastating to them. Also, I've got these expensive trucks that I'm pulling through the sand, and I'm pulling them out there too far. And then I have to self-rescue and all this stuff, so it just wasn't working. Matt further shared that after calculating the losses, he decided that modifying the tow rigs for off-road recovery was not the right decision. This made him start with a clean slate. After this, he chose a 2001 Jeep Cherokee. He built the car up and painted it yellow. Also, Matt shared that the yellow paint is what led to the Cherokee being nicknamed the Banana. The nickname was given by a doubtful customer a few moments before the modified Cherokee yanked his Class C motorhome out of the sand. After this, Matt incorporates kinetic energy ropes, which he calls a fantastic tool. The Banana, or the more recent Morvair, combined with kinetic ropes, made it possible for Matt and his crew to reduce the time and prices of recoveries. He said, these jobs are getting done now in literally minutes instead of hours. The more Matt's off-road recoveries, the more he increased and got better. He started sharing nightly podcasts to some longtime friends. While talking about those friends, he said, one of them is an airline pilot and the other is a nuclear engineer. They have jobs where they sit and do boring stuff. They're living through my stories and they're like, you should write a book, send me pictures. Matt loved his friends and he cared about them. To satisfy them, he started taking more pictures and short videos, which he sent to his buddies. I'm doing all of this work for 2 people to just show them interesting stories of what we're doing. Friends and family suggested he look into posting the videos on YouTube. They said, you can make it worth your time. Some people are doing this for a living. When they gave this suggestion, Matt's first challenge was the use of technology. he was not so great at it. He said, "I can't run a laptop. I'm technologically impaired that way. I love problem solving, but for some reason I don't like computer problems." Later, Matt took the advice and decided to look into the use of YouTube. After a thorough search, he realized that many people would make family vlogs and post them to YouTube because it costs nothing. He also saw how many people turned their YouTube channels into multi-million-dollar businesses because their videos were good and people wanted to see them. After watching so many videos, his brother-in-law helped him to start a YouTube channel, but there was not much progress. He shared, "I think there are 2 videos on it. It was a lot of work. I realized somewhere between 2016 and 2017 that this was a long process. I was so far away from it, on the videography and editing side. Then I thought about how there are 10 billion YouTubers and almost none of them are successful. What are they doing? And what are the successful ones doing that's making them quit their jobs and do this full-time?" Though his first attempt at creating a YouTube channel was unsuccessful, Matt didn't stop there. Also, at that moment, he didn't know the right questions to ask. He shared, "It was a long process, but I could hyper-focus for years. So I hyper-focused on YouTube and learning how to do it." He spent lots of time and days on YouTube trying to learn what he could. After this, he discovered LumaFusion. LumaFusion was a mobile app that allowed him to edit on his phone because he didn't like using a desktop. And since he didn't need a desktop, he figured, "Okay, if I can run this off my iPhone, I can do this." Matt's story remains a source of inspiration to many. He was able to learn so many things right from scratch without any guidance. Matt also shared that he learned how to use YouTube from YouTube. He said, "There are YouTubers like Nick Nimmin who are all about how to start YouTube channels, how to do the right things, and not do the wrong things. Everybody's natural tendency is to do the wrong thing on YouTube. One of those things is, please subscribe and share. Never do that, that's annoying." Gradually, Matt continued to enjoy the use of YouTube. After gaining popularity and fame, he was able to meet real YouTubers and people in the industry who told him they use him as an example. Many people have walked up to him to tell him about how they had thought they needed to start YouTubing until they have hundreds of thousands of dollars of camera equipment, a studio, and other gadgets. But after hearing his story, they took a bold step and started with all they had. They say, "Hey, this high school-educated tow truck driver started a YouTube channel with an iPhone," which is exactly what Matt did. He focused on the equipment on hand and started filming and editing his own stories. It was tough for him, but he kept on doing that. He had to juggle between towing with tow trucks and doing off-road recovery. He shared his experience. "I'm filming myself with it. I'm filming a lot of what's going on out there. When we get to the job, I hand the phone to Ed or one of my kids or my wife or somebody. If not, I'm propping it up with sticks and rocks." When Matt started, he had to run his towing company for 24 hours, and it took up most of his time and energy, but he didn't stop. When everybody went to bed around 10 p.m., he would often lock himself in his attic and edit videos. Sometimes he dropped 2 to 3 videos a week, and it was hard for him to get about 2 to 3 hours sleep at night. "I'd catch cat naps wherever I could, but I lived that way for a little over a year and a half," he recalls. His price paid off later when he made a video that went viral. This happened within 6 to 8 months. He shared, "At this point, we were getting some fairly viral videos with over 1 million views. You know, when you first start, your videos are getting a couple of thousand views, but ours started growing fast and getting 10,000 views on every video, then 20,000, and now we've got this video that hit 1 million views. We had a couple of good videos in a row." With the popularity came lots of questions. For Matt, after seeing their progress, he began to ask himself more questions. One of the questions that lingered in his mind was, what makes a good video or what makes a bad video? He often asked, why did this video perform and why did this one not perform? As he thought about this, he decided he was going to launch this channel right and do it the best way. He said, "I wanted it. I knew I could make it into a business and monetize it." With this in mind, he met Daryl Eves, and their meeting transformed him. Meeting Daryl Eves.
Oh, I didn't give you a ticket.
I know. No, this has been hugely valuable.
Yeah.
Like I felt this way after CVX Live, and even more so here.
Daryl Eves and Matt's meeting was a blessing. Matt shared that during his dilemma about launching his YouTube channel, he kept hearing the name Daryl Eves. The more he heard the name, the more he got interested. Later, he discovered that Daryl was the one who founded VidSummit. After hearing this, he got curious. People would say to Matt, "He lives right in your town," and Matt would respond, "Who is this guy?" And they'd say, "Oh, he's tied in with Mr. Beast," and every other successful YouTuber Matt could think of. With Daryl's name on everyone's lips, Matt took a bold step and got his number from a friend. He called and was surprised when Daryl answered the phone. He was more surprised that he answered the call from an unknown number. Immediately, Daryl took his call. Matt said, "Hey, I got this little YouTube channel. I feel like it's doing pretty good, but I feel like I'm at a dead end. I don't know how to make it better. Do you do any consulting? I would like to hire you." After listening to Matt, Daryl gave a response that shocked Matt. Daryl replied, "No, we don't do one-on-one, but I've got this class coming up that you can take. It's $5,000. To Matt, this sounded like a ridiculous amount of money. For an upcoming YouTube channel, this was not the kind of amount he would want to pay. While he was thinking that he had hit another dead end, Daryl asked him a question. "Wait, what's the name of your channel? If I get a minute, maybe I'll look at it." Matt told him it's Matt's Off-Road Recovery and hung up. 20 minutes later, Matt received a text from Daryl. "Hey, we need to go to lunch." The lunch changed everything. When they met, to Matt's surprise, Daryl said he loved his channel. According to him, Matt's tenacity and hard work made him fall in love with the channel. Then he asked, "Who's doing your editing?" Matt replied, "I'm doing it." Daryl responded, "Holy smokes, we've got to stop that. We've got to get you an editor because you should be out creating content. Your editor should be editing and putting it up." Daryl put it on the line. "If you're serious and you want to do this, and you want a partner who can help you, we can partner." The two of them ended up coming to a deal. When they got talking, Matt shared many of his challenges with Daryl. He said, "You have to understand the chaos that was going on before this because I didn't know anything about computers. We were losing footage. Audio didn't always work. It was just chaos." After saying all these, Daryl realized that what Matt needed was more lessons. He recommended his Jumpstart class, and Matt took it. During the classes, Daryl taught YouTube users how to use YouTube and create content people would want to watch. Also, Matt shared that he loves YouTube because he sees it as a puzzle. He shared, "If you can't keep the audience's attention, they'll move on. Everybody's looking for the least boring thing to watch. They don't care how much effort you're putting into it or how artistic it is. They just want to know, does it make them feel better? Is it engaging? Can they identify with it so that the time they spent watching it is worthwhile?" I love that aspect of YouTube. Daryl's presence in Matt's career was truly a blessing, and with his help, the channel got more views. Gradually, YouTube recognized Matt and started paying Matt's off-road recovery with Google's AdSense. Also, the company was able to get many sponsorships, affiliate partnerships, and merchandise. He said, "We have messed with some global markets. I have my signature series of kinetic energy ropes. Every year, we crush the global nylon kinetic rope market. We have a walk-in store at our junkyard. Walk-in sales are bigger than my towing company by far." Matt further revealed that he no longer does the filming himself. Now the filming is done by the company employees. However, whenever he feels like it, he still does the filming. He said, "If I'm vlogging, the audience seems to like it. From there, we upload the video footage to Google Drive, where it is assigned to one of our 4 editors. Also, ever since he started partnering with Matt, he hasn't been editing. Daryl does most of the editing, and this takes some of his time because he will still watch the videos in the editing process and say, 'Now take this out and put this in.'" After becoming a huge success, Matt has been approached many times by various YouTube channels about the next thing. Both the Discovery Channel and the History Channel have scouted him, but he continued to deny them because he wants to maintain creative control. He believed so much in owning the narrative and taking the show in the direction he wanted. I think going the direction we're going, but managing it better is the correct way to go, says Matt. Additionally, Matt and his team are considering putting their content in a more customized platform similar to Patreon, where viewers pay to access content that connects them on a more personal level. But for a long time, there have been reports that Matt is reconsidering this. Why? Records reveal that Matt has a very big heart, and he admitted to this too. The biggest pain that Jamie has about me is that I would rather do jobs for free. During our entire marriage, she will ask me, "Did you collect on that?" And sometimes I'll mumble in a low voice, "Well, no." Helping others is extremely important to Matt. A thorough analysis of the channel reveals that the YouTube family has raised more than $600,000 in charitable donations for local organizations like the Hurricane Valley Food Pantry, Tan's Treats, Shop with a Cop, and an All Abilities Park in Hurricane. For a very long time, he was also able to work with many fundraisers for off-road recovery groups. Their only goal is to improve and protect the public land for wheeling and other off-road recovery activities. Apart from Doral, Ed is also an important person in Matt's success story. He is also one of the stars on Matt's off-road recovery. The two of them started as friends. Ed is currently 85 years old, and his hobbies range from skydiving to prospecting for gold on his claim in California. Before they became stars, Matt and Ed originally met in his shop in 2009. Ed, who was living on the site at the time, drew closer to Matt, and they soon became good buddies. For a very long time, Ed lived in a trailer outside the building. Later, Matt had a section of the shop built into an apartment for Ed. This touched Ed's heart, and their bond got stronger. Despite Ed's rough past, he made sure to support Matt. Now he uses the Golden Nugget, a 1970s Suzuki LJ40, to run his errands and pick up his supplies. Also, Ed rides his Honda Rokon bike around his claim and once shared a story about carrying dynamite in the basket. Every fall, Ed works at his claim, and this makes him absent from the channel for a long period. But Matt still values Ed not only as a friend, but also because Ed helped in organizing a lot of things, and he helps around the shop. Matt gave Ed the official job of yard manager. In Ed's words, Ed is just an old gold miner and guard dog. Matt's life was going smoothly and beautifully until he got into a scandal. And this nearly brought about his end. The tragedy. While Matt was enjoying the fame and popularity the show brought, little did he know that he was about to end up in a scandal that would ruin him for life. It happened in 2021. Towards the end of the year, Matt was charged with one second-degree felony count of insurance fraud. When the case was tried in court, Matt pleaded no contest to the charges and was ordered to probation and to pay fines to both the American Automobile Association and to Utah. This news came as a huge shock to Matt's fans, who believed that it was a lie. No one expected it, and no one saw it coming. However, according to the Utah Insurance Fraud Division, some of the tows were performed by Matt's Winder Towing. This included at least one featured in a video which was misrepresented in claims to AAA. Also, the insurer paid out more than $15,000 for those claims, one of which was this tow, which was featured on the channel. One of the claims was examined by investigators, and it involved a Polaris RZR off-road vehicle that was towed from Sand Hollow State Park in April 2020. Later, a video of the tow was posted on Matt's YouTube channel. In the video, Matt was seen hauling the vehicle. The court documents stated that this was illegal, noting that AAA's policy does not cover off-road vehicle tows. Also, the owner of the RZR told an investigator that he used his friend's AAA membership to cover the cost of the recovery. Also, the claim filed with AAA revealed that Winder Towing had rescued the friend's truck instead of the RZR, the document said. After Matt was found guilty, he was charged with one second-degree felony count of insurance fraud. The charge was a big deal because it carried a potential punishment of up to 15 years in prison and a fine of $10,000. However, according to KSL News reports, Matt may not pay close to that amount. Also, as a part of a plea agreement and because Matt pleaded no contest to a Class A misdemeanor, the charge was not made a big deal. It became a reduction of the original felony, and instead of a jail term, he was given probation. KSL News reported, 5th District Judge Jeffrey Wilcox ordered Wetzel to serve 18 months of probation and pay fines, including $15,328 to AAA and $1,745 to Utah's Insurance Fraud Division. Though the case was a fierce one, the channel didn't stop. At one point, it never felt like the YouTube channel was going through the lawsuit. Matt and other crew members maintained their professionalism and continued to publish content through the case. One of their fans shared, "I even caught a glimpse of the Morvere wheeling at the King of the Hammers last month." In the end, both sides of the case appear to be satisfied with the result. The Utah Attorney General's office believes justice has been served, as Matt will be paying AAA back. Meanwhile, Matt plans on continuing off-road recovery services to the region and seeking early termination of the probation. What do you think about Matt's scandal? Are you disappointed after discovering this? Do you think he deserved what happened to him? Leave your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Before you go, watch the other videos displayed on your screen.